This is Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Let's stand strong together. And I'm your co-host, Tyler Peters. This show gives you the courage and strength to talk about life's challenging struggles.
There is more bullying, depression, anxiety, crimes, and hate. It's breaking apart the strength we have in ourselves.
My name is Waylon Myers, and I'm interviewing people around the world alongside my co-host Tyler Peters as we bring more kindness and courage back into the world. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 36th episode of Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. I'm your host, Waylon Myers, and joining me right now is co-host Tyler Peters. What's up, Tyler?
How's it going, Waylon? It's always great to rejoin you again for another brand new episode of Standing Strong. I can't wait to talk to our guests. But before I do, I think if everybody's watching, they know there's a reoccurring theme. We got to go over the inspirational quote of the day, and that is, you are the artist, of your own life. Don't hand the paintbrush to anyone else. So that is just a quote that spoke to me, and I'm sure it spoke to you, and I hope it spoke to everyone. That's just something that I just Googled, but it was appropriate. So I hope you enjoyed it.
Awesome. I love it. Remember, everyone, to visit my official website at waylonmyers.com for everything Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. And now I am going to get on to my introduction for Jason Kachik. Jason Kachik is a Franklin, Pennsylvania music head and is on the music project Crop Harvester Monster Dump Truck. He does mental, noise, instrumental music. Jason play someone, a character, the Skarekrow in it, and have an album and singer on all major platforms. He has been doing this for about 3 years and played multiple gigs and events since then. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 36th guest on Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, Jason Kachik. What is up, Jason?
Not much. Pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and ask you the first question of this interview. Were you a victim of bullying? If so, what advice did you follow to avoid the negativity of people's opinion?
I think anybody could be, honestly. I don't think it matters who you are. I think a lot of it happened, being a younger boy with glasses, carrying his books all around school. Just find a way to be bigger than them. Overcoming it. I know a lot of the times a bully would, shut a locker in my face at school, and I just get up and walk away like nothing happened. And over time, they just don't find it fun anymore. It doesn't bother you.
Yeah, right.
It's small. If it's small to you, then it's small to them.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. What is your opinion on cyberbullying?
I think it's, especially for this modern age, it is really easy, even for not even like teenagers or like kids, but even adults to it's very convenient. So I think it happens even more often.
Yeah.
And if you do it, I mean, I would say hope you seek some help or find a better way to cope with whatever you're dealing with, because it's not the way.
Right. 100%. Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys. Cyberbullying, any kind of bullying of any type should not be tolerated. And we got to stand against it. That's why this show is Standing Strong. It's about the resolving people. And that's what I'm going to add to the topic is we have to band together against this bullying. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So you guys brought up some great perspectives right then and there.
Right. I agree.
I mean, I've come across some stuff. So, I mean, I just kept on pressing on and just kept on doing what I like to do. It didn't stop me from achieving any goal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously being upset is a part of it, but
Mm-hmm.
rising above that just makes it more wow.
Yeah. Right. Now, talking about depression and anxiety, what has helped you overcome it, and what advice would you give to people around the world?
I would say like it's a very human part of that. I'd say anyone. It's not something to be ashamed of. A lot of the times I embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous right now, but
Yeah.
here I am because I want
Yeah.
I want to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone has nervous in them about doing something for the first time. Just do it, brush it off, and it will be comfortable. And then at the end of what you did, you will be, hey, I did it. And that's the main thing.
Wise
Absolutely.
words.
You got through it.
Yep. Tyler, do you have anything to add about depression and anxiety?
Yeah, to your guys' point, we all suffer from it. Even doing a podcast, like Jason was saying, definitely you're going to have some jitters, but the more you can talk it out and kind of find that connection to each other, just really gives an assist to when you're feeling depression coming on. I think it's just important that we lean on each other, that we're relying
Mm-hmm.
upon everybody, that there is still good in the world. And I think you guys are just having a beautiful conversation about that topic when depression and bullying. I mean, those things are tough to talk about, but the positive out, the negative is that if we're united on a united front to stand against it, then that gives us the strength to get through it. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's all I'm going to insert on that.
100%. I love that. Now, Jason, there's a lot of crime and hate going on in this world. Have you ever experienced it firsthand in real life? And what advice would you give to people to help them get help?
Wow, that's a big one. Give me one moment. I think I got something. I mean, you can experience this kind of thing from being, you know, being lower class. You can experience for color of skin. You can experience what orientation you are, etc. I've seen it in all shapes and sizes. To say that, I don't know. It's 2020. We all gotta like get over our differences and just like come together. I mean, I'm sure that guy's neighbor, this guy's neighbor, her neighbor don't want to run amok. Say, I mean, we all just want to live and do
Right.
what we do and feel comfortable with ourselves.
Yeah.
We can't, and a lot of these things we can't really even choose. So, I think it's a time to get along.
I agree.
Yeah, it's all about that harmony, to your point.
100%. The
I
less
mean,
hate
if I disagree with somebody, they can have that. They can have their
Mhm.
belief. They can feel that way about something. I can't take that away from them. I can respect it, you know. And if I don't agree with them, then I can respect their decision.
Right. 100% agree. The less hate and disrespect we have in the world, the more positivity we will have, the better. If people will just get along, it will make everyone's life just peaceful and loving. So,
Yeah, it brings that calm over us. I mean,
hmm
like you guys were saying, and that's the main thing. Jason brought that up, that we can be respectful even in our disagreements, and I think that's what causes a lot of the friction and diversion in this country and a
hmm
lot of countries, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, thank you for that. That was a great answer, and of course, Waylon, great questions as always.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, Jason, what hardships did you experience in your life, and what were some ways you overcame them?
Well, let's see here. I think probably one of the biggest hardships is, I think a couple of years ago, uh, a guy used to be my roommate, and I actually had him come in to help with rent, and I didn't know over time he'd probably one of my best friends. And a
hmm
couple of years ago, he kind of committed suicide. Well, not kind of. He committed suicide, and it took me a while to get through that. A little bit of a stint with the tiniest bit of alcoholism, and it was pretty hard to let go. But I think even with hard things, you gotta let them lay where they lie, or else you'll never get over that hump.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Uh,
I have had friends who committed suicide. I mean, I thought about it, but I overcame that decision. Thank God. Tyler, what do you have to say?
Yeah, it's a very sad situation. Anytime you lose a friend, a family member that has taken their own life, and I'll tell you what, it people just need to get help. I mean, if they can, because that's the key component. And we see so much from celebrities to everyday people. More and more have some mental illness, and it's just so devastating. And I'll tell you, we can all be a pick me up in a lot of ways to each other. So that's the important takeaway from all of this is we just got to stand together. We got to stand beside each other, be that moral support in a lot of ways, because mental issues and illnesses are very real, and I think we all take it for granted. It's as we see, and unfortunately, time and time again, we're seeing more people take their own lives. So I'm so glad, Jason, you were able to move on with your life, even though that taking nothing away from the tragedy. I can't even imagine. And then Waylon yourself, that just really spoke to my spirit, what you guys were saying. And I appreciate that honesty, that openness. And I think somebody listening and watching needed to hear that because that's going to convey to them, you know what, everything's going to be all right, even in my darkest hour.
hmm
So thank you guys so much again. That's my gratitude for opening up that kind of dialogue that we need more of it. We need to be
Yes,
brave enough to step out. So, that was wonderful.
we do. And if anyone's out there thinking about committing suicide, get help. Don't be afraid to talk to a friend, a family member, a teacher, a principal, a coworker, or even a boss. Anyone will be okay for you to talk to, and they will listen to you to get you help. So if you are thinking about it, just talk to someone.
Exactly.
And now, Jason, this next question, it's gonna be from who you were from when you was growing up to where you are today. How have your experience affected your life long term, good or bad? Did those experiences change your goals or change the direction of your career?
Looking back from when I was younger to now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I well, right now looking back at it, I never think I'd be wearing a pumpkin head on a stream video.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I mean, a whole reason why I even look like this right now is because of the thing I just mentioned previously in the question before. It, he used to nickname me Scarecrow because I look like
Mm-hmm.
Scarecrow from Batman. So I just wrote off of that, and I found a better coping mechanism, and I actually had fun with the better coping mechanism. So I kept on it.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
mean,
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think even the small things can just divert you a little bit. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah. You just gotta do what you have to do to feel comfortable. And if you love doing what you do, just continue doing it. If no one likes it, screw them, right?
I mean, a lot of people call me pretty much the anti-musician, and
Mm-hmm.
I have no problems getting on an event or a gig anywhere. Usually, I find them because, well, people usually see it and it's like something they never seen or heard before. So
Yeah,
I think I'm okay.
that's good. Tyler, do you have anything to add to this?
Yes, we shouldn't let people's opinions define us. I mean, sure, they have a right to that perspective, but it shouldn't alter what we love to do. I mean, Jason, what you brought up, I mean, you're doing all these gigs. You're a talented musician, and I like that you're unique. You've separated yourself from the mainstream, which I think is a good thing. A lot of people look at it like, why would you do something to that effect? But I think it's always nice to get out of the comfort zones and get out of that box people tend to put you in. So you're so correct too, Waylon. You've got to follow your dreams, your passion, and people will respect you more for that long term. So I wouldn't worry about the little details you were mentioning because you were doing something awesome, my friend. Like you're saying, you're all these shows, and we'll get into that more in the conversation. But that's all I would add to it is we got to quit letting people tear us down by what we think their thoughts are about us, their impressions, because at the end of the day, excuse me, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely, 100% agree. Now, Jason, if there's one thing you can tell people about standing strong and to staying true to themselves, what would it be?
I'd probably say don't change for anybody, especially somebody's bullying you, or feel like you can't go out or something. Just stay true to yourself, no matter what. Do what you want to do,
Right?
and don't
I
break off
agree.
from it. Because no, I mean, who's gonna really stop you?
Mm-hmm.
Great advice.
Absolutely. You have anything to add to this, Tyler?
No, I don't. I think you guys covered a lot. I mean, I've already kind of bounced off of it on some prior questions and answers, so that's covered it. Throw it back to you, Waylon.
Okay. Anyone who is watching this stream at this time, if you have any questions that you would like to ask for Jason, please type them in the comments now, and then we will ask him that, and he will answer them closer to the end of this interview. Right now, I am going to take it to Tyler Peters for his questions that he wants to ask Jason.
Yes, Jason. I wanted to know more about this great band you're in. I think, or viewers would love to know more about the history and kind of elaborate on that topic about your cool band. We'd love to hear about them.
I started because I only used to I used well I'm still kind of promote shows in Oil City usually I book at the Transit, and a lot of bands they drop last minute. So
Wow.
one day I put together a noise set in like 40 minutes.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
I filled the spot. I only needed to fill 25 to 30 minutes to do it. And I just put a sack on my head and we were good. And I guess over time, I kind of put more to it than just, static.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. That really will touch a lot of inspiring musicians who are looking to break out. And on the topic of music, what are some of your influences, your favorite bands, maybe artists? I think I'm also fascinated about that, and to hear your answer on that.
I like a lot of thrash, like your Megadeth. I like Iron Maiden.
Classic bands.
Black Sabbath. Ozzy's always good. 9 Inch Nails. That's more of an industrial. Rammstein. Funny enough, a lot of 90s cartoon themes. They're always. I've done Reading Rainbow and Darkwing Duck before, so not Rescue Rangers yet. I haven't done that yet. We'll work on that, but
yeah, we look forward to that because I'm with you. Those themes of 90s cartoons were awesome. I mean, so that is so neat that you're covering that. And yeah, I mean, not just only music though, too. I mean, obviously you're a gamer from what we understand doing our prep. I mean, your YouTube channel, you've got a lot of various content that's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have actually went on, but I do play a lot of the older games. I'm pretty nostalgic like that. I think you know if you've seen any of it, it's a lot of PlayStation 1, PS2, and I mean I have some indie games, but my heart's more of a nostalgic games and such. Not to say that I haven't played Elden Ring, so.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with nostalgic classic. I'm a big Iron Maiden fan myself. Actually, my uncle and my cousin got me into kind of the old hard rock, and Judas Priest. That was another favorite of mine. So, and the only other question I'm going to ask, and I'm going to give it back to our host Waylon here, is any favorite Iron Maiden song, or any of those bands you just mentioned? Megadeth is another one that's stellar. I mean, they're incredible.
Probably Megadeth, Sweat and Bullets.
Oh, great choice.
Iron Maiden, probably Aces High.
Another fabulous choice.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Jason, you are into horror movies. What has been your favorite horror movie today?
Today? Oh.
Or from the past?
I've always been big into, if you're talking about real classic, then
Yeah.
I'd probably say all time would be The Shining, Jack Nicholson. It's top tier. If you're talking more modern, probably Sinister.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you like Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Chucky?
I grew up with all of them. I mean,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to pick between the two big guys because, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
either going to
interesting.
be Mike, it's going to be Jason. I
Yeah.
mean, they both don't talk, but there's
That's
one
true.
is more mysterious, and the other one they told you a bunch of stuff in the movie.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
but I'd probably say I'm more of a Voorhees fan, honestly.
Nice.
I've
Yeah,
always liked the storytelling too, to Waylon and yours point about the classic movies, the horror flicks, and Shining. Man, anything Stephen King, I'm an avid fan of, like his movies, his novels. So Shining was a just a wonderful choice.
I
yeah,
mean, it's a classic. There's so many little things with that movie, like Shelley Duvall and the big cigarette ash that will just never break off. And apparently, Jack Nicholson really didn't want to do that movie, so
uh-huh,
like that's another thing. He just did it because Stanley Kubrick got him there one day, and he's like, okay, I'll do it.
yeah,
Yeah, and I also heard Stephen King didn't approve of the actual film, which
He
I
did
still
not.
enjoyed, but it does vary from the book. So that's all I'm gonna put on that conversation. I'll give it back to Waylon and yourself. But yeah, The Shining is if anybody out there has not watched it, like Jason said, it's a must. Go out of your way and view that film.
well, yeah, 100%. At this time, Jason, can you tell people a little bit about yourself and what is the name of your music band and what it means to you to be doing it?
Okay. Um, I garden quite frequently. I got what do I have? I got onions and carrots and tomatoes and potatoes and all other. I can't remember. They're back there somewhere. Um, I also like video games, like we talked
Mhm.
about. I play Xbone, uh, PS4, and a little less on the PC, but more of a little bit of a console gamer.
Yeah.
Um, I got a little bit of a retro game collection, but most of the time I'll stick with the PS4. But let's see here. What about me? Says the guy with the pumpkin on his head. uh, I honestly like to mow my lawn. I find it
Hmm.
relaxing. I don't know how much. I don't think as a 16 or 15-year old, like I'd ever understand how relaxing it could be. And I don't know. I'm about 30 now, and it's probably one of the most therapeutic things for me.
Yeah.
And I frequently watch Disney Plus because I like all the new Marvel TV shows.
Hmm.
Been watching Miss Marvel lately.
Nice.
Uh, and Crop Harvester Monster Dump Truck, what it means to me, it's a. I think it's a good escape. It's a good. It could be a coping mechanism, uh, a way for me to express myself. Could be a lot of these things,
Yeah.
and I think I'm doing it in a positive way. It might not be for some, but
Hmm. Yeah.
better than that than something else.
Absolutely. So, can you tell them if they want to give your music a lesson where they can find it?
I'm on YouTube. I'm also on Spotify, Apple Music, uh, Bandcamp, uh, and various others. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Those are the main ones, I'd say.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, if they want to find you on Instagram, I mean, social media, where can
Uh,
they find you?
Crop Harvester Monster Dump Truck on Facebook, and I don't think I have an Instagram for
Hmm.
that. Yep, Crop Harvester
Okay.
Monster Dump Truck on Facebook. I'm the only one.
Okay. Now, Tyler, do you have anything you would like to continue on with?
No, we've got it covered. It's been a great interview, Jason, and Waylon, as always, has done just a phenomenal job. And thank you, Jason, for this interview. It's been very telling in a positive way because you've shined a lot of great positive light on a lot of the negative things, that we address. So I appreciate it. So it's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Now, Jason, how would you rate Standing Strong to the viewers, and what has your experience been like being on my show?
Is this out of 10?
Yeah.
I'll give
Awesome.
it 1.
Okay.
I feel very respectful energy coming from you two. You're actually, I feel like you're actually listening to me. As a monk, sometimes when I even play a gig and I could have a PA roaring out and 20 people couldn't be listening. So I feel very welcomed, and especially by this community. So, especially, you got a guy with a pumpkin head coming on the stream.
No, I think it's very cool. It stands out. So in a good
Yeah,
way.
absolutely. It just shows your personality and what you're like and what helps you to be yourself, because being yourself is the number one important thing that you can possibly do in your life. You It starts with you. You have to love yourself in order for other thing to go on in your life, to tell people this is me. If you don't like me, oh well, I'm gonna be who I am just for me. You don't love me, but I love myself. So,
Yeah, that's
but
correct, Waylon.
yeah, 100%. Now, Jason, is there anything you would like to discuss before we wrap up this interview? Any last things you want to say to the viewers?
What would I like to say? Whoever is watching, uh, whatever you're dealing with, just know it's a stepping stone, something to hop onto the next stone and get to where you need to actually be. Might be a little scary at first, but if you keep on going, it'll be cake.
Yeah.
One, I agree. Well, Jason, I want to say thank you for being my 36th guest on Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Everyone who is watching this live stream, remember you can visit WaylonMyers.com for everything Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. It has all the social media links on the website, so check out the website to know where we are on social media. Until the 37th episode, Jason, Tyler, and myself wish you all a good day.